Hello everybody, welcome back to Calmlands and the 200 horsepower challenge. It is now May. We have made quite a bit of money overnight on the BGA and we need to feed our chickens first. That is the first thing we're going to do today. It's going to be a really busy couple of months. We have that field of sorghum to harvest, obviously. We also need to plow another field and get some planting done. You can see we've got some pig food and some donuts that we're going to need to sell. But the very first thing we need to do this morning is feed our chickens because they have no food whatsoever. And their health is down to about 50%. So we're going to get this last little bit of sorghum that we have because I think we have just enough to almost fill our chicken food. Fortunately, we have another field of sorghum that we're about to harvest, so we're in good shape there. Oh, I bet it's set to tip to the left. And we'll just turn ourselves around a little bit. Do a little hokey pokey. Oops. Good thing the Unimog is tough. Wow, okay. Why can't I tip my food? What is going on here? Tip side is back. Let's try. There we go. Yeah, this pen is a little tricky and a side tip trailer really helps a lot. All right, chickens are fed. We'll get this back over here ready to support the harvest. And we'll start that harvest shortly, but the first thing I want to do, well, not the first thing since we've already done something, but the next thing I want to do is to plow this field. I think this field right here is actually big enough to provide. First thing I think we're going to plant in it is grass, just because we can always use more grass. But I think it's big enough to actually do some good. The other section that we have, I think we are going to reserve that for future productions. It's got a couple of nice flat spots where we can put some things. I think cows are going to be one of the things that we put in those flat spots. Because adding silage to our sorry, I did the same thing last time. Adding slurry to our BGA is really going to increase the production. All right, we'll get this plowing done just as fast as we can. The tractor's struggling a little bit on some of these places. And then I look over and I see that our maintenance is almost down to half. I'm pretty sure I've done maintenance, full maintenance on this tractor recently. So I may have to tweak the settings again. This is just kind of ridiculous that you buy a used tractor and you have to service it every other month. That is not realistic at all. But I'll try to tweak the settings and see if I can find a happy medium. This is just... I don't know any other way to put it except just to say that it is not realistic in the slightest. Many people buy used equipment and have no issues with it whatsoever. All right, we'll get that area seeded a little bit later. But Bud says it's time to harvest. Yeah, having some problems. This trailer is apparently just a little too high. It's having a tough time getting underneath the harvester. There we go. So I think what we're going to have to do is go down a level on the size, and we should be able to get underneath our spout much more easily. We're going to do that real quick and see if it works. Yeah, we'll take it to 1600. This should do nicely. All right, that works a lot better. I'm going to finish up this field and I'll get back to you, and then we're going to upgrade some equipment. All right, so we got a little over 13,000 liters. We're going to add that to what we put in there before. I think we're going to get about 25, which is not bad. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I think we're going to have about 25. Let's look again. 26,599. Very good. That's going to feed our chickens for a while. All right, now, before we start picking up straw, I want to make a little upgrade to our forage wagon. All right, we're going to go ahead and sell our forage wagon. It's done a very good job for us, but it's kind of small. We're not going to get much for it, but we're going to sell it anyway. So we'll sell that. Now we need a new one. New forage wagon day. It's always exciting. I think we're going to continue with our Omatana theme. And we're going to go with this guy right here. It is 50,000. Actually, we might look into one of these. Nah, that's still 25. We're going to go with this one. It's 50,000 liters, which we'll have to empty half as much as we do the other one. It's right at 200 horsepower, and we're a little under 200 horsepower, but we're going to try it anyway. You know, we may have to instantly return it, but we're going to try it anyway. All right, where did it put it? We don't know. And this is always the problem with store deliveries. Is it out here somewhere? I think I bought a bag of lime, I think, over here. Yep, there it is. I sure hope we're able to pull this fairly well. Before we even try, I'm going to go ahead and do a service on our tractor. It just seems like we're always having to service this tractor. So at some point I may want to buy a new one just so we don't have to deal with this. Yeah, we're having a little trouble. Even without it actually trying to pick up anything. So, gotta say I'm not terribly hopeful that this is going to work. Do pretty good downhill, but going up into that corner I think is gonna be tough. Oops, that was not the right way to go. All right. $2,000 to repair it. Okay, we're going to keep track of it now, and we're going to, it's May, we did a service. We got it completely back up to full operating condition. So we'll see when we have to do that again. All right, let's see if this actually works. Might as well start up here on the hardest part. All right. I can deal with 14 miles an hour. Let's see how much it slows down as the hill gets steeper. No, not really at all. Well, I'm happy to say that I think I was wrong and this is going to work just fine. Well, we got almost halfway through the field before we had to empty the first time. That's a very good thing. All right, I'll finish this up and we'll move on to the next job. Well, we got almost 120,000 liters of straw out of that field, and we'll get about the same amount next month when we harvest the other field. And we'll get even more than that when we harvest that third field. So we're going to be doing really well for silage. So I'm going to put this forage wagon away and we're going to make some more improvements. So this is the issue I have with the Unimog occasionally. Looks like we're at about 1 frame per second. Oh, now it's frozen completely. Well, it doesn't. Ah, there we go. If we're inside it, it's fine. If we are standing outside it, our frame rate takes a nosedive. Odd. All right, we need to lime these two fields. Oh, we've already got fertilizer in it, so it won't let me put lime in it. Let's dump that. Okay. The Unimog sometimes has issues with unloading things. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is. I love this vehicle, but I think at the moment we need to trade it in on a new tractor. All right, let's go ahead and sell the Unimog. As much as I like it, it has some issues and it's just going to cause us more problems down the line. So we're going to go ahead and sell that off. Now, I've spent a lot of time looking at tractors for this challenge because obviously we have to keep it under or at or under 200 horsepower. So I've been looking for a tractor that's exactly 200 horsepower so we can absolutely max out that limit. And to be honest with you, they're really hard to find. There are very few tractors that are exactly 200 horsepower. And sometimes you look and you look and you look, and then you realize that it's right under your nose. It's the very first one in the list, and it's 122. And if we max it out for horsepower, we're at 200 horsepower. CVT transmission, which I always like. We can do wheel weights and wide tires and no front loader attacher because, ew. So, yeah, 150, 200, we're going to go ahead and buy that. That's a good deal. And while we were talking about it, we actually made a little money from the BGA. So I think we're still in good shape. So we are going to enjoy our brand new tractor. That's a good looking ride. And we'll keep the New Holland It's good for a lot of stuff. And horsepower wise, it's just a little bit under this one, so it's very, very useful tractor. And now we won't have our frame rate issues. So I'm going to use our new tractor and we're going to lime the fields. All right, we've got almost 5,000 liters. I'm going to come over here and do this smaller field first, and then we'll buy a new bag of lime and finish it up. That looks about right. It's hard to tell. Well, that worked out just fine, didn't it? Only 144 liters left over. That's a good thing. That way we don't have all these pallets littering our yard. All right, let me drop this off. Well, my intention was to upgrade our swather, and we're going to do that, but I think we're going to wait until our grass is ready to cut. I thought about buying another lot, but I think at the moment we're going to have our hands full with the property that we have. And I think we're going to be producing enough to continue to make quite a bit of money. So I want to be very conscious of not overextending. So I think we're going to plant some grass here. And that will make sure that we always have plenty to feed our cows, because the cows are coming soon. We got is this last little bit left. I think we're gonna have more than enough grass to make hay for our cows. We are gonna feed hay and not total mixed ration, because our goal here is not to maximize milk production. We will make some cheese and some butter, But that's not our main focus. Our main focus is slurry. We can make a whole lot more money off of slurry than we can off of milk. Which sounds crazy, but it's true. I'm going to hold off on seeding that. I'll do that off camera. You guys have watched me seed enough sorghum fields for a while. But for now, I'm going to put this guy away. And we're going to focus on selling a few things. So I've transitioned our trailer to a flatbed. Let's take care of this pig food first. Should be able to do this in one load. There we go. And here comes the power of pig food. $31,449, $46 actually. And let's sell some donuts. I think the best price for donuts may be in town, so we may make a trip. Oh, but that's right. It won't let us stack donuts, will it? I can stack them by... No. This is a little frustrating. Yep. So it looks like we have 3 pallets. I'm going to go ahead and go to town and sell these 6. And see where the best price is. Donuts. Where are you, donuts? Oh, there it is. At the co-op. So we can get $69.98 for them, or $69.90. Sorry, $69.58 for them at the co-op currently. Let's see how much we can get for them at the sell everything. Sell everything is 63. Yeah, that's 600 per 1,000. Yeah, that's worth a drive to town. I'll see you guys when we get there. Well, that was worth $41,000, almost 42. We'll sell the rest of them at the sell everything. We won't make quite as much money, but so I hear tell, and this challenge has gotten so big that it's almost impossible to watch everybody's videos. But I hear tell that some YouTubers are using the collectibles that are scattered throughout the map. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Should I use collectibles or not? I think we're doing fine without them. We're making really good progress. We haven't even reached the end of the first year, and we regularly have a few $100,000 in our account. So I'm not sure that we could even spend all that money. I guess we could buy more property and more combines and just continue to work the land with things that are less than 200 horsepower, but just get a bunch of them so we can work more land. I'm not sure if that's the best direction or if we should just continue on the path that we are on. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Should I use collectibles to make our empire larger quicker, or should I just keep on the path that I am? Let me know. All right, another 20 grand. We're back up over 350. So, I think we're doing pretty well. I don't feel like I need a lot more money right now. So, I don't know. Give me your opinions. So the last thing I want to do in this episode, I believe, is to place our cow barn. Now, I think that somewhere between 40 and 50 cows is going to be, what we can sustain on the land that we have. But I would like to leave some room for expansion if that's something we need down the line. So I want to put in something that will hold about 40 to 50 cows and something that's small enough so that I can add to it if I need to. This is a possibility. It holds 40 cows, but it's a little bit bigger than I'm looking for, I think. I also need to make sure that it's a shed and not a pasture because we are doing this expressly for the slurry. And you don't get slurry from a pasture. You only get slurry from a barn or a shed. So as we go through the the dozens of cow sheds that I have in my inventory, this is my favorite, but it holds 200 cows. It would fit in there great, but it holds 200 cows, and that's just, I think, a little too many for us. There's this one that holds 40, and I think that may be the way we go. I think that's going to be either that or this. This holds 45. Oh, that other one was a pasture. So no, that's not going to work for us. So I want to place this, and I want to place it here so that if we need another one, I'll have room to place it down here. So hopefully this will do some leveling for me. I think maybe I'm going to spend a little time and smooth that out some. Not necessarily level it, but just do a little smoothing up here, if it will allow me to do so. We get maximum smoothing. I think if I just smooth it a little further up the hill, that'll give me enough room to squeeze it all in here. That is my hope. All right, let's try to place that again. Where is it? Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. Self-made cow shed. And that looks like I'd be able to place another one right next to it. It's still a little wonky, but I think it'll be okay. You get above it. There we go. Yeah, that looks like I'll be able to do it. And it's not too much more than it costs. Well, yeah, it is. If I get it down here, it's $36.6, which is pretty close to the original price. You know what? I think I'm going to start down here. And if I need to place another one, then I can level some of this land and make that happen. But for right now, our cow shed is going to go there. Now, we don't have any feed to put in it. And my rule has always been, I don't buy animals until I can feed them. I don't really want to buy any feed because this is going to be ready to mow in a couple of months. Or we may decide to buy a new field and mow that, and then we can add our cows. But yeah, I think that's going to do nicely. And I think that's going to end this episode. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you did not like this video, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.